Hi, I'm Darren.
Hi, I'm Gordon.
And we're the two gay reefers. Hey reefers, here we are again, and this week we're looking at the Red Sea Reefer and its final update before we take it down.
Be sad to see this tank go. It's been neglected for the last couple of weeks because we've been busy with Reefzilla.
But this has been a really good starter tank. As you can see, we've packed it full of coral, and it's time to move on, really, isn't it?
What do they call it? First tank syndrome. Way too much coral and probably a few too many fish.
That's right. And this is one of the reasons why Aiptasia...
It looks so pretty, but...
It's not pretty.
Oh.
Mainly this has gotten out of control because when we moved the tank, we lost our last peppermint shrimp. So he was hiding under a rock. We found him very late. We put him into the tank and he got eaten.
Next thing we saw was he hanging out of, I think it was Diego's mouth, little feelers hanging out. And that was the end of it.
That's right. And then we've also got pallies, which aren't much better. They're not going into the new tank either, and they're slowly taking over and choking all our zoas, which is bad. Another casualty of the elk swings we've had in the last recent months is this pocky. As you can see, it's barely clinging on to life. It is actually starting to come back, as you can tell by the green tips there. I'm so sad we lost half that colony.
Thank God for the Hammer elk tester. We've actually been testing elk every sort of second to third day lately. And we can actually see exactly what the results are these days. It was so much easier than trying to do it with the Red Sea one.
Yep. And then we've got this green... not green.
Purplish.
We've got this purplish brown soft coral. No idea what it was. It looks so pretty and it did its job and filled in the back. But it absolutely colonizes everything and it stings corals to death. So that's another reason it's not going into the new tank. Here we have one of our anemones. So our bubble tip anemone, as you can see, is a little bit smaller.
So we originally started with one anemone. It then split into two ages ago. And then recently it split, one of the halves split again, so we've now got three of that particular nem.
So that's the split one there, and this is the one that came back from death. So this was really tiny for the longest time, and now it's perched itself on the highest point of the rock and is looking really healthy. As you can see for size, there's Itchy in it. Itchy's as big as this one.
And they love it.
He loves just lying in it. And so does
Houdini.
Yeah, Houdini. So Houdini and Itchy are getting along really well. It's so good to see them so happy together as well. And here's another anemone. So this was a hitchhiker on our big long polyp leather. And recently it split as well. Yay!
We must be doing something right because these nems are splitting. Or something wrong.
That's right. And that's the reason why they're not going in the new tank either. We're going to try and get a crisper anemone instead. This is a little bird's nest coral that's hanging on to life just. It's mainly algae, but you can see some polyps and that's starting to get a lot bigger, which is nice. We've got a little jack-o'-lantern Leptocerus as well. And as you can see, it died back a lot and is growing nicely again. So once we've stabilized our alk, things are coming back, like this Gonny as well. So it half died.
Yep.
And that's one of my favorites too. It's a nice little Gonny.
This was our original hammer, is that correct?
Duncan.
Sorry, Duncan.
This is our original Duncan, so it's gone into the wars. So the top bit's been stung by that brown stuff that we said earlier before. The left side has been stung by the hammer. But all in all, there is a good side to the tank. It is actually looking better in most sections.
Especially when we clean it.
Especially when we clean the glass. As you can see on the side, it's got some growth happening that's amazing.
Got a couple of new additions recently.
This is Ralph and Legolas.
A couple of starfish.
So Legolas actually has an extra leg. And lots of tiny little legs, which is pretty cool. When I was getting these shots, it was just amazing to see how many little legs I actually have. This is our long polyp leather.
My long pollock leather.
Yeah.
This is staying in the Red Sea when I rebuild it.
Yeah, so I'll probably just take a little frag for Reefzilla.
Maybe not.
But it is absolutely gorgeous. Those polyps are like probably twice as long as when we got them, and from above it's got a lovely green tint as well. Here we are, our pink hammer. So it's got a nice fluorescent green base on it, and it's a nice little branching hammer that's a bit unusual. It's got very thin branches.
It is, yeah.
But it's absolutely stunning from above. I love it to death, especially when it's next to the leather as well, and also the gold torch in the front. So that gold torch is beautiful. It's trying to sting everything around it, but somehow the flow sort of keeps it from stinging everything too badly. But it's doubled in size, I reckon, since we've got it as well. My favourite zoas, these are the Sunny D's. The torch has been trying to sting the clam, but Mr. Teeny has survived, and survived well.
He's growing really well, he's getting bigger and bigger.
You can see by the white strip of new shell there that he's actually grown quite a bit in the last couple of months. And his mantle just expands phenomenally as well. It's really pretty. Here we have some of the Rose Leptoceras and some little plating monties.
Oh, look, some Aiptasia too.
And some Aiptasia, yay. But the plating monties, I hope, will grow nice and big in the new tank.
Photobomb.
Photobomb.
Or video bomb.
Video bomb by bugs. Get out of there, bugs. Here we have the start of our new hammer garden. So we've got a lovely yellow hammer there. So this had a bit of trouble. It actually lost a head, but it's regrowing really nicely. Nice little orange and blue hammer as well. And then we've got a green and purple hammer as well.
I do love that green and purple one.
Yeah, it's such a pretty hammer, and it's getting twice as big as it was when we first got it too. Here we have a nice little Pavona cactus coral.
Everyone asks about this one. Even people in the fish community sort of go, what is that one?
And this one's like tripled in size. It was tiny when we got it, and like...
Was that from restock?
No, this was from Gallery, but it was tiny and it's tripled in size. It's beautiful. And here's one of my favourites, a new addition. This is a yellow-based bird of paradise. Really pretty with its purple polyps. Hope that gets into a nice big colony. This is a purple Monty that's a hitchhiker on our green finger leather. Now this thing is stunning. It's just gone nuts in the last week. We've put it on the other side of the tank and it's gotten flow and it's just decided to expand.
It is looking really, really good. And I just love how bright that green is.
Yeah, it's just that like neon green and sort of pinkish undertones. From above it just looks pure neon green. It's really beautiful. Over here we've got another green pocky up the back there. So it's gone nuts. It had been attacked by the anemone because the anemone used to live on the left side over here. And it has attacked this stag coral as well, as you can see on the left side there. This is our little digitata, forest fire digitata. So this was a tiny little frag that had broken off and we got it cheap. But it's starting to branch out now as well. And here we have Apollo, yay! So Apollo's been really happy lately, as Bugs is all the time.
Bugs is just a happy fish. He loves the camera. It's whether he just loves us or loves the camera, I don't know. But every time we got the camera out, he just follows us.
I reckon we could probably hand feed him if we were game enough to, without him biting.
So Pickers recently, since we've moved the Red Sea over to the other side of the house, Pickers finally realised that we actually serve breakfast.
Yeah, he actually gets up early now. And then we've got
Muttley.
Muttley in his dark mode, I think, which really shows out his beautiful patterning. Bert and Ernie are looking super healthy as well. They're fattened up.
Super happy. Yep. Shelley.
He's getting fat too.
Shelley's he's just always over there. Always friendly, always cleaning the other fish, doing his job. He's a very happy little fish.
And then we've got little Diego, our Harlequin tusk. He is super camera shy. I was lucky enough to get these little shots.
Not so little anymore either.
Yeah, he's starting to get big, but We recently saw a nice adult one, and hoping
he gets that big in Reefzilla.
Yeah, hoping he gets that big and those colours as well.
It's snowing.
Here's our little frag rack. As you can see, we've got too many corals that they overflow onto the frag rack, as per most reefers. But we've got a few nice little gonnies, we've got nice chalices as well. So super excited to get them into Reefzilla and have them room to grow out in. And a nice little bird's nest as well. But anyway guys, as you can see, this is the end.
Yep. The Red Sea Reefer is definitely going to continue on its life. We are going to rebuild it as a predator tank. So that's something to keep an eye out for in the near future.
But we are moving most of this straight into Reefzilla. So it's not the last you've seen of all these corals.
Definitely not. Definitely not. There's a lot to see, a lot to come.
Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode today. If you have, hit the big thumbs up button and subscribe, and
don't forget to share it.
As always, be excellent to each other and keep it salty, everyone. Bye for now.